lots of movement and a lot of color, and everything's different than what we've normally done, but I thought it was time for a change. And I think this window is going to, the two windows will be really exciting. The kids are going to love it, and so will the adults.
Okay, this is where the turntable is. This is where this device is. This is where this is. This is where this is. And we did this for all of this and sat down to try to figure out how this was all going to play out.
So that's how you do it.
So we did that back in early July.
It has to change because we know what we're doing, but then something doesn't fit or it doesn't work right or the color's off, and so you kind of go back to the drawing board and say, wait, how can we fix this? How can we make this look better? Because we're really putting it in for the first time. We haven't set it up before to say, well, this is how it looks and this is what we should change. It goes into the window and we have to do it as we go along.
I'd use one of these from the floor up. That way you have support. That way nothing's going to sag.
So you'd have something from the floor up, not from the wall. Okay.
I know. Then we can go to the wall.
We still have a thing
Give me
going
a
to the
piece of
wall.
pipe. And you can even do that.
That would be good. That would be really good. Then we don't have to worry about it.
Then I can screw this end cap to the floor, this to there.
Okay.
It's not, and that's
Okay.
that's not going anywhere.
Okay.
How
And then the thing at the top.
Do I have it upside down? Goes like this?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The only value of that thing is I need to get in there to put the ping pongs in.
Well, one window is the candy factory.
Okay.
And the other window is the candy store. Now this will all get covered, and this is a turntable. So this will sit in and goes around. Comes out here.
Oh, look at that.
So it's covered in fabric, painted back here. This has to be painted, the sanded down. The motor, which we've always had a hard time trying to find something that works and which will stay for 5 weeks, decided or came up with a rotisserie motor. So it goes at just the right speed, keeps turning and turning, which is exactly what we wanted. So I think it's coming out fine. We've got lights that are in colors, cords that are in colors. The colors are all sort of candy colors. The top here is just pool noodles that have been cut.
Yeah.
Big peppermint sticks, all in different colors. And these, again, are just pool noodles.
Yeah.
With tape on them. So again, large candy.
I would think kids are going to really like the large items.
It's visions of sugar plums, that kind of thing, and it's lots of color, whereas other times we've had some. Last year was rather subdued, which was fine.
Mm-hmm.
It was Downton Abbey. So I think it's going to come out good. We're having fun with it. What Sue is working on are the legs for a table here. There'll be 4 legs. This, of course, all gets painted and then decorated with something hanging down. The heel to the shoe, you got one cut down, okay.
Close, yeah.
Close.
I'm still playing with it.
Will end up looking like a
waffle cone.
Waffle cone, so, which I think will be kind of fun.
I mean, the insider scoop is they are pool floaties, but they are covered. The icing is actually joint compound diluted down. And then we did a test, right? I had them in my basement. I had about 5 different things, different combinations of what was going to work best. We tried baking soda, we tried cornstarch, you know, just in order to stiffen up latex paint. But it turned out it was easier to color joint compound than it was anything else. So then you just have to make it the drippy consistency, which is a whole other test.
Right.
That's what we've been doing since June, really, in my basement. That's what we've been doing since June.
You've been a mad scientist.
Yeah, kind
Sort
of,
of, yeah.
kind of, yeah.
So, like-
I love that part of the creative process. And, you know, he will say, well, just make them look like drippy donuts. I'm like, okay.
Well, then as Sue's bringing it in, let's try this. Oh, wait, maybe the color is wrong on that.
Yeah.
This works a little bit better. It's trial and error.
Yeah.
And finally come up with something that we hope will work and will last for the...
Well, that's the other thing
Right.
I was worried about. Both the cold, but also the heat. I mean, there's lights and the sun shines in through that glass, but then at night, you've got the cold. So if you do something that's going to be affected by extreme temperatures, you can't second guess what those extreme temperatures are going to be at this time of year.
Right.
Right? So you have to double check that what you're putting in is at least durable for 6 weeks.
Well, I've got some good people from Tom and Sue and Linda, and we try and work it out to say, wait, can we do it this way, or would it work better this way?
So this is a perfect example, right? I had the template and I had the styrofoam and I cut them all out, which was a little tedious, but fine. You could do that rather quickly. I actually used an electric knife, okay? And then I thought I'd be efficient and spray paint them. Well, lo and behold, this is what happens to styrofoam when you spray paint it. So the suggestion is, if you want scorched earth, go for spraying styrofoam. And I was like, okay, that's not going to work. Let's flip them over and actually paint them.
With a brush.
Well, yeah, roller.
Okay.
But yes, because it was just a little bit like this wasn't going to work. Although, unless you wanted to show the burnt side. Anyway, but because we know they're just going to be stacked up or just like this lined up or someplace, the back didn't matter in this case.
Bob, what if I have it up here and I have the things coming out of it, so the little stuff comes out of something like this, and then I can have just the kind of crazy little faces around here, and maybe even then put like on one of the faces down in here. I don't know.
We've got some false eyelashes too someplace.
There they are. Awesomeness.
The master at work.
Awesome.
Isn't that...
That's hysterical. Okay, I got a plan.
Like it takes forever to dry.
Yeah, how long has that been?
Today is a Thursday or Friday, and I put it on Sunday. So it's been 5 days. It's still soft. I was panicked in the car. These spots here, some of these spots are really soft. Like I was worried that I was going to touch the edge and mess up my sort of decorative top. So I still got to do another layer on this, but I can't do it until it dries. So I'm just sitting here waiting for it to dry. Another couple of days, I guess. It takes a while, but then I tell you what, it's going to be indestructible. It's not going bad.
Which is why, too, you have to start on this early. This isn't something you just do right away.
Oh no. And then if you run out, I still have more of the purple, but I've run out of the blue, so I'm going to have to figure that out, or we're going to have to hide it when we put it in the window or whatever. But so the first step was cutting these pieces, and then it was figuring out the color scheme, and then it was putting this layer in the middle to make them sort of stick together, letting that dry forever and ever and ever, and then putting this final frosting on the top of it. So little things, little steps along the way.
Well, it's a great thing for the holidays, and it's here for about 6 weeks.
Almost 6 weeks till right after after New Year's.
Thanks for doing this. Are you already thinking about next year?
Of course, but I can't tell you what I'm
Of course you
thinking.
can. Of course you can.
Okay, no, I can't.
I find, because you and I have been doing this, people start asking me. I can't imagine how many people ask you.
They're always asking, and I don't tell, just like you won't tell.